Hey there, guys. Welcome back to another Monster Super League episode. It's your boy Odin, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new natural 5-star Astromon Griffin, and we're going to go ahead and just get started. So the new Nat 5 Griffin is going to be a Rebirth Mon, and he is going to require you to use or sacrifice 3 Nat 5s in order to get one copy of him. Um, I would not recommend new players to sacrifice their Nat 5s for him. I still would recommend people to go for the Fire Draka, mainly because the Fire Draka is still the better of the Rebirth Nat 5s available. At least for farming and content wise. They did try to make him somewhat comparable, but I don't think that his skills are necessarily the best. The Fire Griffin is a defender type. He comes with 36,000 HP, 2159 attack, 39 defense, so really high defense, and 2300 about recovery. So he is a full-on double defense aggressor. So the way you would want to build him is probably on an intuition set with triple defense, high resist substats, maybe a couple crit substats, and maybe some HP and defense substats. You could do a ruin on defense crit rate. Actually, you're probably better off staying with like a conviction if you're going to be using him in CBC or in arena. But overall, not the better of the Griffins. He's kind of going to be one of the last months that you're going to get to Evo 3 for the Griffins, at least to fill your guide. But overall, he looks like a pretty good defense aggressor. Again, would I recommend you guys to build him first? Definitely not. This is kind of more of a trophy mon for players that have been in the game for quite a few years, that have plenty mons to sacrifice. So he's honestly not that great. He is going to be really good though at what he does. His leader skill is Fighting Spirit, which increases allies' attack power by 35 to 40%, and is not restrictive to category or typing or event, such as the Astromon League or anything like that. So it's pretty much a wide leader skill, which you can take with you everywhere. I don't necessarily like attack power, mainly because it's just going to increase a little bit of your damage, and unless you have high crit rate, it's really not going to be that noticeable, especially for this fire aggressor, a defense aggressor. So up to you guys how you guys want to build him, but I would probably recommend him again in that intuition or conviction with defense, and crit rate, or if you're going with full intuition, just high crit substats. Try to get him to at least 70% chance to crit, and he should be pretty viable. Overall, his model is actually really nice. I do like it, especially the Evo 3. But that's all there is for the fire type. We'll move on to the water type, which I believe is going to be a new meta for the Challengers Arena and for the regular arena. I am probably going to build the water one first, and I actually got lucky last month and I pulled a water variant gleam. Let me see, did I get one? Just go quickly show you guys. I've been pretty much saving some gleams since they announced that he was going to be coming out. So I am hoping to make him a variant, but I still haven't decided. Here he is. So let's see, mine is level 4, so that shouldn't be too bad. So I think he's going to have what, close to 44,000 or 44% attack power, something like that. Let's see here. Yeah, about 40. Nope, he's going to have 39% or 38% attack power. 39. So anyways, the Water Griffin is a tank type, and he comes with 41,700 HP. That is actually really high for this particular mon, and it goes really well with his skills. His attack power is 2,600. Definitely pretty decent. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out with the taunt here, the new barb taunt. But I guess we'll have to see how we're going to build him. His defense is 2,600 pretty much, and his recovery is 27. 100. So pretty good stats for a Nat 5. He is actually like really, really solid. And I like again, I think he's going to be the new meta in the Challengers Arena and the regular arena. There's going to be a lot of people, high end tier players, who's going to be basically getting him to Evo 3 and testing him out. People like myself. I do like his variant actually, so that's the only reason why I can considering making him a variant, not because I'm gonna actually be using his leader skill, but he can be pretty useful. So his 3-star skill is Barb Taunt, which performs a counterattack proportional to the damage received for 1 turn, and grants a 100% chance to draw the enemy's attention for 1 turn. So he's essentially made to counteract the Fire Draka, which is still quite very overpowered. Um, for players who deal a lot of time in the arena and who basically rely on the arena for Astro Gems every week, he's going to be a really good mon to have. Would I recommend new players to sacrifice for him? No. The reason being is because you're gonna want to build up your Titans team first, your CVC team first, mainly because they're gonna be the ones that are gonna allow you to participate with your clanmates and get some more, points that way, and Astro Gems as well every week. Plus, you have to consider the fact that you're giving up other Nat 5s that you could be building. In general, I tell people to, at least collect every single Nat 5 or at least one of each before they start sacrificing their mons, because you never know when you're going to be needing one for an event or something like that. But his 5-star skill is Aggression. So he is a HP aggressor and a taunter, which makes him really, really good because he is also a tank. So the way you're gonna build him is basically on a, I want to say you could put him on a conviction set with triple HP with high crit rate subs, but you could also do HP crit rate on a conviction set, which I think will probably work out really well for him. Um, and see, second set, probably Intuition. You could definitely put him on an Intuition set, which is high resistance. The reason why I recommend Conviction for him is because he's going to be used in the arena and in the Challengers arena, and therefore he's going to need a lot of resistance. You can think of him almost like a Water Beiji or a Water Odin. So he's going to be really good. Again, combined with the leader skill, he can be pretty much used in the arena, in CVC, in Challengers Arena. So definitely a good mon to have. But he is going to be more of like a trophy mon for endgame players. But he is pretty solid. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about how he should be gemmed. I think I'm going to put mine on a HP crit rate on a conviction set with high resistance. Maybe some high HP substats, because he's going to be pretty much self-reliable, especially when it comes to being on defensive teams. Not so much in as a offensive team, but I definitely can see him being used in the defense teams like pretty heavily. I definitely will see him quite often, I think, at least in the higher end levels of the arena. Okay, so moving on to the Wood one. The Wood one is an attacker type. He comes with 29,000 HP, 4,000 attack, 2,600 defense, and 2,350 recovery. So that attack for a Woodmon is actually really, really good. There aren't that many really heavy, wood damage dealers in the game, so he's going to be really good. Definitely made for places like CBC and the new arena. The thing about him, though, that I find really odd is they gave him 40% damage for the Predator skill and the 3-star skill, and then they gave him 50 for the 5-star skill. I'm not entirely sure why they gave him only 40 and 50. It should be 50-50. I feel like, that would make him a little bit more viable, especially because you're not going to be getting that 5-star skill off that often in Arena or in CVC. Like, I could see maybe, some people are like, there's a lot of water teams on defense nowadays, so he's going to be kind of super strong if you make him a 50% damage predator skill. But I think that it would have actually worked out better for him. We need some solid wood monsters. There's just not that many. For endgame players, definitely I'm going to see some of them on very many, or at least in offensive teams. Because he is going to be working out pretty well, especially if you have a variant of him or if you manage to pull a variant of him. He's kind of like the wood Shiva. let's see how much the Wood Shiva has for his attack here. Yeah, see, the Wood Shiva has 50%. So, you know, for Griffin being a newer Mon, you know, there's still a lot of people who have the Shiva already at Evo 3, but they still don't use him because Fire Track exists, but he is more usable nowadays in the Challengers Arena. So definitely a pretty good Mon to have. Again, not really recommending any of the Griffins for the newer players, but they are pretty solid, especially the Water one and the Wood one has some really high attack power. Like, that's actually really stupid. He's going to be hitting for maybe like 12k. As far as building him, definitely put him on a Ruin set with, like, you know, crit damage, attack. That will pretty much make him a solid glass cannon, but he's going to be nuking so much damage that any water mons like Water Shiva or like Water Purse just going to become like super squishy. Definitely a good mon to have. Let's see. What else do we cover for the Wood one? As far as uses, mainly Arena, CBC. You could definitely bring him into the... I can't really say you could bring him in the Colossus dungeon because you need sappers there. So definitely no. Maybe for the Wood Titan, you can test him out. Maybe. Or the Water Titan, I mean. But I don't know. I think there's other better mons, Crazy Strikers, like, you know, Wood, a Thor, and other mons like that. Obviously, you know, the Merlin's going to be your best. Alright, so moving on to the Light type. And I'm not sure how I feel about the Light type. His skill set's kind of weird, but he is a balance type. Comes in with 33,400 HP, 3,000 attack, 2,800 defense, and 2,300 recovery. He has a decent amount of defense and decent amount of attack, especially for an at-5. But he is definitely going to be a trophy mon. His 3-star skill is Morale Boost, which grants a 50% chance to restore 50% of own SP when attacking. So that means he's going to fill his SP bar on the second turn. But I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work out with a 5-star skill. It's resistance down, and it's a 100% chance to resistance down for 2 turns. I can definitely see it being used in the arena, maybe in Challengers Arena, but it's kind of like a weird combination, especially because you're going to need to have him with some pretty decent gem sets to be pretty viable. Since he is a light type, he's going to be pretty squishy to dark types, and he's the balance type as well. So the way you would probably want to build him is maybe like HP attack crit rate on a Ruin set, or maybe on a Conviction set more than anything, because there's, you know, he's going to be taking on some pretty decent amount of damage from dark types. Definitely going to need some high resistance substats and high crit rate substats. Maybe like, you know, a couple gems with like 23% chance to crit. You can put him on a attack crit rate. That would actually work out pretty well. But again, I'm going to have to wait and test him out once he comes out if I manage to pull a light one. But again, you guys know I'm going to prioritize building the water one first. As far as other uses for him, unfortunately not many other uses. He's going to be mainly a PvP mon. Just because, you know, he is kind of lackluster in the attack if you're going to be using him in the story mode. But he can be a pretty good farmer, I guess, with the morale boost. But there's better mons. Again, the fire tracker just kind of overpowers almost every other monster in the game when it comes to farming and overall utility. And I know that 433 mentioned, you know, creating the new Nat 5s to be just as usable as fire tracker, but they're just... no monster kind of compares to the fire tracker. So for new players, again, avoid the Griffin. Save your Nat 5s. If you're, you know, up to the point where you feel like you want to give some up, wait for the fire tracker. Build yourself 2 or 3 fire trackers, and you can thank me later, boys. That's pretty much how it goes. And that's it for the light Griffin. We're just going to move on to the dark one here. And the dark one is definitely going to be a better mon to have if you're a new player, if you manage to pull one. But again, you know, it's a dark type, so trophy mon. He is going to be really good for arena and in CBC, and he is an attacker, which is awesome because he is a dark type, so he's going to benefit from 100% chance to or 100% crit damage bonus set. He also comes in with almost I want to say 27,800 HP, 3,500 attack, almost 3,600. Defense is 2,500, recovery is 2,500. So all in all, I really like that attack. He's a dark attacker with really high attack, and his 3-star skill is Hunter. Again, I'm not sure why they put them on 40 and then 50. You know, the Water Romioji has 50-50 for Hunter skill, and I feel like he would have been a little better if he was 50-50 as well, but I guess you can't make him too overpowered. Um, would I recommend you guys to build him first over the other monsters? I would say that it's your preference whether you want the water one or the dark type. If I pull the dark type, I may consider building the dark type first, just because I can use him pretty much in farming. I could use him in the light Colossus dungeon. He's gonna be really good there. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have more utility building the water type, just for arena and challengers arena. So the way, again, that I would build him is probably crit damage, attack on really high crit rate substats, with some resistance and HP and, more attack if I can, find that in a substat. As you guys know, it's going to take an extremely long time to get good gems for these mons. So in general, only top end game players are going to have them. Especially because now they kind of removed the whole energy refilling loop out of the game, so it's going to be really hard to get gems nowadays, especially because a lot of people are going to have to prioritize where they put their energy. But if you're an end game player, congrats if you managed to pull a dark one on your first round here, and definitely let me know how that works out for you. Again, it's going to be another couple of hours until he's released, so I might make a video where I'm going to do some rebirths for him. I'm not quite sure if I want to summon on the Clan Festival yet, but I'll probably load a video at least of my rebirths and opening up some eggs and stuff that I've collected over the month. Definitely a good Mon, but again, guys, he kind of falls second to the Fire Draka, so I would say if you're a new player, save your Nat 5s and Rebirth for the Fire Draka instead. But he is really good, up to you what you guys choose to do with your Mons, but that's just my opinion and my recommendation for you. There are better Mons to use your Nat 5s on, at least for the Rebirths and other events, so not too bad. But I do like the variant Dark type. He does look pretty solid. I really like his design. I really hope that they make some more Mons. I'm kind of, I feel like they need to make some better humanoid Mons as well, but I'm definitely into the whole, big animal Mon look, I guess. So definitely some good changes there. I really hope that 433 steps up their game, though. I know they've made some pretty horrible changes here in the past patch, but we'll discuss that further in another video. I kind of wanted to wait and see how things play out before I make a video on it, and of course update guides on how to make gold, how to make astro gems and things like that. But overall, the Griffin is actually a pretty good Mon. I will rank him as the water being first, followed by the dark type, followed by the wood one, and then of course the light one and the fire one. So up to you guys the way you want to build them, but I'm going to say that the water one is the best out of the bunch. And then again, the dark one is going to have some pretty good utility. You can bring him into dragons, golems, the light colossus. You can probably even use him in the dark colossus, although he's going to be more practical in the light colossus as well. Maybe even use him in the fire colossus, or maybe even the wood colossus. So not too bad. But overall, guys, that's pretty much it for the Griffins. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know any gem builds or gem recommendations that you guys think that he should be put on. Of course, putting it in the comments allows other people to see, things like your opinion and what gems, somebody else decides to put them on besides just what I think. But all in all, guys, that's it. I will catch you guys on the next video. I hope you guys have a good clan festival, and let me know if you guys have any questions or comments that you guys think will benefit the community. Again, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video.